If you're overthinking, tune into your body. What's up, guys? Welcome to Conscious Community. In this video, you're going to learn how to stop overthinking, because it's not actually what you think, it's actually how you think, and we're going to jump right into that. If you would like to allow your overthinking to truly serve you, then this video is for you. Watch all the way to the end. When you're overthinking, you have two options. You can either continue to overthink and experience that painful, stressful grinding of the gears, or you can take a step back and realize that your body is having a physical stress response. Subscribe to Conscious Community, tap the bell to stay notified, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Sometimes what you're thinking about is valid. It just becomes so stressful and hard to think about because you're experiencing so much stress around it. You can't necessarily get to an outcome with ease, which is possible. So when you're experiencing overthinking, a lot of times that's coupled with stress or anxiety, and you feel weighed down. The thoughts become intertwined with the negative stress experience and response in the body, and then all of a sudden this whole thing is blown out of proportion and everything feels insane and super hard to deal with, and life feels crazy, and sometimes it feels like you just want to give up, right? But guess what? It's not what you think. Overthinking is not what you think. It's actually how you think. And what I mean by that is that when you're overthinking, sometimes the thoughts are actually relevant to your life. So if you've ever experienced overthinking, you might know that sometimes what you're thinking about is valid. It just becomes so stressful and hard to think about, and it no longer becomes relevant to entertain those thoughts and that problem-solving process. Because you're experiencing so much stress around it, you can't necessarily get to an outcome with ease, which is possible. Sometimes the body's physical stress response is activated, and sometimes our overthinking patterns are activated. And when we're trying to process something mentally and there's physical stress in the body and they become linked and we start to identify them as the same problem, the same thing, then that's when we lose sight of what's going on. And to get back on track, if you're overthinking, tune into your body. It's really that simple. Tune into your body. When you tune into your body and you start to notice what stressors are being experienced. Do you feel tight somewhere? Do you feel like the weight of the world's on you? What is going on that basically allows you to freak out? Like what is happening, right? So once you realize that, allow your body to express. And that could show up as crying. It could show up as some movement. It could show up as going crazy, throwing an adult temper tantrum where you don't harm anyone or yourself, but you go crazy, right? Or it is that you do to touch base with your body. And if you don't have a practice with that yet, then I encourage you to check out my video, How to Stop Anxiety in 48 Seconds. It's actually a really awesome technique to stop your anxiety. It changes the physiological stress hormone production in your body. And so it actually, whether or not you want it to, it's going to shift something. So you don't have to try. It's totally effortless. You just do a breath technique. So check that out if that is something that you need or are interested in. Otherwise, remember to tune into your body and allow it to express. And then you can come back to the thoughts that you originally thought were the overthinking thoughts. And you could see if any of the concepts that you were thinking about are valuable. And if they are, you might be able to approach them from a much lighter space where you can get something done with them. You can get to some result. You can find some ground that you can work with without being stressed out. Also realize that when you're overthinking, sometimes the stress response is created in your body from overthinking. And if that's the case, I encourage you to look at the thoughts you're thinking and to see how accurate they are. And that's easier to do once you tune into your body and calm down. And what this will actually allow you to do is basically dissect your thoughts. It's very effortless though. It's not like a hard dissection. It's like is what I'm thinking actually true? Is it actually true and relevant? When you come to a neutral space in your body, in your physiology, it's much easier to decide whether or not it's true. A quick example of this is if you feel like you have a lot to get done in the next 2 weeks or day or hour or for your whole life, your whole lifetime, you have a lot to do. I encourage you to question which things you actually need to get done in that time frame that you think. And I'm not saying that you should lessen your goals, but I am saying that when you start to realize and write down what your actual priorities are, right? What are you overthinking about? Put it all out on the table. When you do that, you'll know whether or not what you're overthinking about is relevant at all. So once you stop your overthinking, then you have access to decide if the overthinking was beneficial or not and do something with that information. I hope this resonates with you, and I hope that you can learn something from it. Remember to check out the 48-second anxiety hack. Subscribe to Conscious Community, tap the bell to stay notified. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you have any other techniques, or if this one works for you, or if you had an epiphany in your life. Yeah, stay posted. You know, be a part of the discussion, be part of the community-wide discussion of consciousness and awareness and intention and grounded spirituality, practical spiritual practices like this one. Much love, y'all. Peace.